Hello and welcome to How I Built Bits, where every week I give you a cool tool, tip, or trick to help you be a better creator in 6 minutes or less. Clock's ticking, so let's get to it. When I left Twitter last week, it wasn't on a whim. I'd been considering it for a long time, like middle of the pandemic long. And as people jumped ship from Twitter, Mastodon seemed to be the clear frontrunner for replacing the social media for ephemeral thoughts. I'm hesitant at best because I don't really care for people's ephemeral thoughts, but Tapbots, from the makers of the incomparable Tweetbot, have put out a Mastodon client called Ivory, and I've decided to give it a try for a bit. The app is really, really nice. It has most of the things I loved about Tweetbot already, without the ridiculous API limitations that Twitter started to impose over the last 6 to 7 years. Something especially nice about it is how it consolidates the Fediverse, abstracting away the server names from usernames, which was always a little bit confusing to me. I once said that Mastodon is like if you and your friends agree to go see a movie and you all show up at different times and in different theaters. And after using Mastodon for a little bit, I stand by that. One of the most frustrating interactions is when you want to follow someone on a different server, which something I didn't even know you could do until my friend Brian told me. And you need to copy their username and paste it into your server's search history. That's super weird. I'm just going to repeat that. One of the most frustrating interactions is when you want to follow someone on a different server, but you need to copy their username and paste it into your server's search bar. If I keep using Mastodon, it will be through this app, because it abstracts away the Fediverse and whatever. If that's a big if. I don't really want to replace Twitter. Part of the reason I left Twitter is because of how aggravating trends, tweets, and interactions were. That's not a platform problem. That's a people problem. And it's not guaranteed based on who you follow. I followed somebody the other day who talked about some kid giving them a dirty look in a doctor's office, and I was like, who cares? No one cares. And as Jason Snell pointed out on Upgrade, and Federico Viticci pointed out on Connected, there's a faction of Mastodon users who are trying to make people from, quote unquote, the bird site unwelcomed. He didn't put it exactly like that, Federico didn't, but that's the impression that I get. The point being that Mastodon doesn't fix people. There will always be cowardly jerks who hide behind a keyboard using social media to be mean because there are very few real consequences for them. I spent years carefully curating what I saw on Twitter. It came crumbling down with the end of third-party apps and forcing the home feed over the following feed, and this was a few months ago. I hear it's gotten even worse since then. I don't really have the energy or the inclination to do that again on Mastodon. I will say that with the start of the baseball season, I miss live tweeting baseball games, and so I've been in Ivory a little bit more because of that. But it's not something I'm trying to make a habit of. I'm very happy interacting on LinkedIn, which feels a lot less like a fire hose to me, at least today, and more a place for honest to goodness, helpful interactions. I do have thoughts about my own ephemeral thoughts, or at least my quick thoughts and where I could post them, but that is a matter for a different episode. Now, if you want to get behind the scenes stuff about maybe how I'm building out a micro blog or some ephemeral thoughts engine, you can sign up for the pro version of How I Built It over at howibuilt.it/pro. You'll get ad-free extended episodes, as well as a Friday newsletter that goes out only to members, and lots more other goodies. That's over at howibuilt.it/pro. Thanks so much for listening. And until next time, get out there and build something.